Good morning, guys. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. I apologize for not uploading any vlogs recently, and the reason why, if you guys don't know already, is because of Jenna. And no, we didn't break up, and no, we're not arguing or she left. But last week, um, last Wednesday, her stomach started hurting, and I and I thought it was the Korean barbecue, and we had Korean barbecue Monday, so I thought it was just like the food, and we just ate a lot, which we did. So I thought it was just like a little stomach ache, and I had it too. I had like a good stomach ache for like 3 days, and so I thought that was the problem. But the next day it started hurting even more. So, and I was asking her where, and she was at school. She was telling me it hurts on her right side, like her right her lower right abdomen. And I looked it up. I went on Google, I looked up right or lower right abdomen like pain, and it said appendix. And like in my head, I already knew like what was going on the right side, because one of my friends in middle school, they had surgery, so the appendix had to be removed. And in my head I'm like, no way, it can't be. But I just couldn't believe it. She looked it up as well. She said it's appendicitis. I didn't want to believe it. I was telling her like, oh, everything will be okay, of course. And yeah, I was just trying to make everything positive. And if you guys don't know how I am, I overthink a lot. So yeah, I just didn't want to believe it. And yeah, so I picked her up from school, and she was walking like kind of slow. And she said, once we got to my house, she said, whenever I walk, my stomach starts to hurt. So I laid her down and I just checked out her stomach, and I was telling her where it hurts, and it was the lower right abdomen. And then my dad came in, and then I asked him, I was like, because my dad, he kind of knows like about like stuff like that, because he's a CNA. And he said, oh, that's the appendix. And I just kept denying it. I didn't want to believe it. And then my dad was like, just go take her home, tell her mom to get an appointment today, because that's really serious. And I know it's serious because that's the appendix. And so that day she went to the doctors, so they checked her out. And unfortunately I wasn't with her because I don't know, like I told her I was gonna be with her, like with her mom, to go get her like checked, but I just wanted to give them space a little bit. So all I did was just stay home, wait for a text. And then so she was there. They did the blood test, and so they're taking like samples or whatever. And her sister rushed there, and she texted me saying that she's hooked on an IV and she's going to get surgery. And my reaction, I was just speechless the whole day. I wasn't in the mood to do anything. I wasn't in the mood to talk to like my parents, my sister, no one. I didn't even want to go out. So I was just in my room worrying the whole time. And yeah, and her sister sent me a picture of her. Yes, I started tearing up. I started crying a little bit. It's really serious. Knowing me, I'm really protective, and I want to take care of her all the time. That's just how I am. And I really don't want anything to happen to her. Like, if you guys probably don't know me as well, but I'd do anything for her. I'd protect her, and I even told her like, you don't want to hear that, all that stuff. You probably won't believe me anyways. But yeah, she got hooked up on an IV, and her sister said she was going to have surgery that day. And all I did was wait, and it was pretty late at night. I didn't sleep, I didn't eat, nothing. And so her sister said that she has surgery in a few hours. So her sister's boyfriend picked me up, so we both rushed over there. And yes, she was confronted with appendicitis, so they needed to do surgery, and we rushed there, and she was laying down on those little bed stretchers thingy, and she was hooked up with IV, and I just couldn't believe it. Her parents, her mom and dad were there already, and her sister, and I just tried to hold back, and I just tried to keep a smile on my face and just asked her how she's doing. She said she's fine, but I know she's hurting a lot. And so they took her to the whatever to get surgery, and we waited. Her sister and her boyfriend and I waited in the waiting room for a good 3 hours. No, wait. It was like an hour and a half, and then I heard her parents came back saying, "Oh, the surgery is gonna start." I had so much going on in my head, but I know she's gonna be okay. I just kept telling myself that. And so we were just there waiting, and then the surgery only took an hour, so that's good. It's not that big of a deal, but yeah, it took an hour, and then after that, one of the doctors called us saying, "Oh, is there like family for Jacinto?" That's her last name, Jacinto. And we're like, "Oh yeah, we're here." And then, but family had to go first, so her mom, dad, and her sister went. So me and her sister's boyfriend went to where we just stayed until we can get a call to go visit her or go see her. And we were there for a good 2 to 3 hours until she got discharged that night. So she came home that night, and that's Thursday night. And again, I didn't eat, sleep, nothing. I couldn't do anything. And she was there. She was laying down, and she was on anesthesia, obviously. So she was out of herself, which is it's really funny. I wish you guys were there, but the things she was saying, it just kind of just made everyone's day a little better, because she was talking about a bunch of random things I can't even explain. She was just talking about a bunch of things, but yeah, we were just all laughing. And yeah, I saw her. She couldn't open her eyes. She was just talking, and she was hooked up. She was hooked up on so many things. She had needles going through her arm and stuff. I don't know. I couldn't. And me and her sister's boyfriend were in the back, so her family was still they're surrounding her, and the doctor just talking to her. And then the really cute thing was she called for me. She said, "Oh, where's Mark?" And then she reached out her hand, and then her mom was like, "Oh, Mark, she wants you." So I walked up to her, I held her hand, and I was like, "Oh, I'm here. I'm gonna leave." And I told her before I came to the hospital, everything before I dropped her off. No, before that, she was laying down, and I said, "No matter what, I'll be here. I'll be by your side." And I promised her that. So I was there, and I told you I wasn't gonna leave. And she was on that anesthesia, and she was giggling, and I was like, "Oh my god, she's out of herself." But it was really funny. I was next to her the whole time, holding her hand. We actually got a picture. Let me show you guys. We actually got a picture when I was by her. So is this was when, I'm not sure if you guys can see it because I don't have the flip up screen, and my phone's really messed up, it's really cracked. So this was the picture when I was right beside her. And yeah, it was really hard seeing her like this, but she's good now. She's healing. I mean, it still hurts. She wasn't, or she stopped taking pain medic. I can't even talk. But yeah, she's healing now, and she could walk. Before she'd walk, she couldn't walk at all. She couldn't move, so she just sleep just all the time. And I understand that. And yeah, so right now she's walking, but it's slow, but it's progress. So it's been almost a week. And yeah, so that night I helped her get in the car, took her home, watched her for a little bit, and then she just knocked out. So we all just went home, and yeah, she's holding up pretty good. So I apologize for not posting a vlog. I hope you guys understand. And yeah, and the lesson is like if something's hurting, don't be afraid to go get it checked, because it could have been worse. Because if Jenna didn't get it checked out sooner, it would have been way worse. It would have been way worse. But I'm glad that, you know, she's okay. Everything is okay. Family's okay. We go visit her. I take care of her, and yeah. And I'm actually going to see her today. We're gonna go out, you know, walk a little bit, get her some exercise, maybe get some food. So yeah. So I mean, unfortunately, I won't be vlogging today because, you know, I don't want to point cameras at her and she's not feeling, or she doesn't want to be filmed. But yeah, vlogs will be up soon, when she's all healed. So yeah, hope you guys understand again. I apologize, and I'll see you guys soon.